the best thing about this Final Four to me is every four team has a story. Jay's team's won more games than anybody in a four-year period. Bill's won 14 conference championships. Coach Beeline has come from a high school coach to being the top of his profession. And then what happened in 1963 with Loyola, I played against those guys in the ABA, but with what's going on with our country, to recognize what those guys accomplished, this is the best.
That's right, Coach. Tell everyone why you're here and the story behind the 2008 as well.
Well, Jay kind of saved my life. When I got fired, I spent 2 years being at all his practices. I was there more than him because he had to go recruit once in a while. And he always used to tell me he was learning, I was learning. In 2008, all four teams I was connected with. UCLA, I coached. North Carolina, I got to coach and play. Memphis with Coach Calipari, his family, and then KU. And I ended up sitting with KU, and I got held. It was tough.
That's great. Well, we're glad to have you back, and thanks so much for your time. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
All right, very cool to have Larry Brown joining us on the show, and Allie LaForce, great work all afternoon. Allie's done with us for now. Very busy running around here at the Final Four. Larry Brown's here.
Well, I'm not surprised because he is close with all these guys. You know, I saw him, he was helping Jay a lot, and I saw them at the golf course a bunch of times because Jay's a member at the same place that I am, which I don't know how that is, and I'm a member of the same place he is.
Good fix.
For more on golf. All right, let's take a look now at one of the Citizen Naismith Men's College Player of the Year finalists, and Devontae Graham out there on the court. He is on the short list, most assists ever in a season at Kansas.
No, he's been unbelievable, and I talked earlier about his shedding his naturally introverted personality to be the leader of this team, not only scoring a lot of points and setting up his teammates. It's not easy to decide when to go get yours and when to set up your teammates because he's got a lot of other scorers on this team, and then you have to set the tone at the defensive end of the floor, in the locker room, team meetings, all the time. And it's been really nice. I was actually just talking to him a little while ago as he was shooting. He made like 8 in a row. I said, do you ever miss? He said, every once in a while. And then he shot and he missed. So he's never going to talk to me again.
Well, you went to Duke also,
That's
so
exactly
he maybe shouldn't trust you.
He should be mad at me. I didn't do anything. But no, it's just nice to see, you know, a guy who, you know, started at another school and then didn't end up going there, came in as a, you know, kind of a less heralded recruit, to have the career that he's had by staying in school, coming back year after year, getting better, and then growing and maturing as a person. It's a really inspiring story.
Well, there's something to be said for a player. So some players that come in and things are just handed to them. You're a 5-star player. Everybody expects you to just come out and dominate. And there's other players like Devontae Graham, like Frank Mason III, that will come in and have this Final Four. We're waiting to see an explosion by him. He's had some subpar games throughout the tournament so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes off tomorrow.
And, yeah, I mean, we've seen it from him throughout the year. There's other guys off the bench. We mentioned how D'Souza's come in when Azubuike's gotten into foul trouble. Marcus Garrett is a kid from Dallas who leads them in minutes off the bench. Who else do you think needs to be a key in terms of this matchup with Villanova, the highest scoring team in the country?
Well, I think a big key in this game is also going to be LeGerald Vick because he's probably their best perimeter defender. 6'4", long, athletic. They could put him on any. He's probably going to have Mikal Bridges, and that's a huge matchup because Bridges has played unbelievable this year. He may be the most improved player in the country from last year. So a guy like LeGerald Vick, especially on the defensive end, is going to be huge. Now listen, this kid can make that corner three as good as anybody in the country. He shoots 39% from the three-point line. But you know, getting back to Devontae Graham for a second, he hasn't played that well in the tournament. They need him now. Other guys have picked up the slack. Malik Newman has been unbelievable, out of his mind. But Devontae Graham, he's the leader, the heart and soul in his set. Imagine he was going to go to Appalachian State, and now he's starting for a team that could win the national championship. It just tells you about him.
But keep in mind, Coach, too, one of the key things for Kansas, they have to gang rebound. Like, Villanova's going to hit the boards hard, but Kansas, we've seen them. They just haven't had the ability to really rebound collectively as a unit. They can't depend on Azubuike. They have to get in there. Azubuike D'Souza cannot save you. It has to be guard rebounding is going to be an integral part of them winning tomorrow.
And that was a huge part of the win over Duke. I mean, they absolutely crushed Duke on the glass in a way that no team really has all season long. So while it would be nice if Graham could, show the shooting form that he had during the season, the fact that he hasn't shot well during the tournament, I'd make the distinction between not shooting well and not playing well. He's played great, but he has not shot well, and they're still here. That just shows you how good they are and how far they've come.
And he's testing those rims now, trying to lead to a good shooting performance tomorrow night. Here at the Final Four, we are live in San Antonio and back after this.
Definitely be the biggest game of my life. Villanova, a great team. We tell each other that, you can't listen to what all the outside people were saying. It only matters what the coaching staff believe and what we believe in ourselves.
I see a group of people over there. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it looked pretty fun.
We knew we could be here. Now we're trying to keep it rolling.
Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate you. My girl.
Thank you so much.
An awesome road behind the scenes as well for these Kansas Jayhawks. Larry Brown joining them courtside. Lapp just had a couple of visitors as well, and they are here as a 1 seed with 30 wins for the 3rd straight year. The Kansas Jayhawks under the watchful eye of Bill Self, who has been able to get these guys back here to San Antonio, and he is standing by with Jim Nantz.
The last time. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time we all gathered for a Final Four in San Antonio, Bill Self and Kansas won the national championship. Little deja vu. I was there. Billy Packer was alongside as we were there to celebrate, interview you guys as you were taking the title home that night. How's it feel to be back here?
It feels great. San Antonio is an unbelievable host town. I remember that game like it was yesterday because I watch it about every month, I think, to remind myself of it. But it was an unbelievable experience, and certainly we hope that we were able to duplicate it this weekend.
Well, your team, listen to this turnout here. The Jayhawk Nation is in full force. Yes. And no surprise about that.
No.
I mean, how much a part of this? They really do make this this whole thing complete.
A lot of teams have great support all across America, but no travels like KU. So we appreciate everybody. They've been there through thick and thin. Every step of the way, but no one loves their team more than they love their Jayhawks.
That is for sure. There have been some fantastic things that have happened to you in this scholastic year, if you will. Go back to last August, September, inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. There've been some other things too for the family that have been beautiful blessings during the road to the Final Four and in the months and weeks leading up to it.
Well, this team, won our 14th straight consecutive conference championship, which obviously beat UCLA's record. And then most importantly, our daughter gave birth to our first grandchild, Ella Jane. So it's been a great year.
And your boy Tyler lives down here in San Antonio, so you're back home here, a little reunion on a lot of levels for the Self family.
Yeah, Tyler says he runs things down here. I don't quite buy that at all, but no, it's been great, and certainly NCAA and has done a lot of things to make this tournament even more special, even since last time we were here. And the thing that's most special about maybe this weekend as anything is that we got 3 international kids, Silvio, Svi, and Udoka, and all 3 of their family members will be able to be here for the Final Four. So that's pretty cool.
That is wonderful. We're going to pull a little surprise for one individual on the floor right now. He was the former head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, but more importantly, he was the presenter for Coach Self when he went into the Hall of Fame. He's over there talking right now to Melvin. And Larry Brown is in the house right over here. This guy had such an influence on you getting into coaching. Of course, Kansas basketball, he's a part of the family too. Can you put into words what he's meant to you?
Well, he's meant so much to so many, and so many guys have gotten their start in large part through Coach and his connections, and he gave a young 22-year-old a chance to come to Lawrence when he wasn't a good player. He really didn't have that good a mind. I don't know why he hired me, but certainly it was one of the biggest blessings in my life, and I'll always be appreciative.
Well, the real story there too is you were working at his camp, or you were attending his camp, and you injured a knee. So it's devastating, but something good came out of a knee injury.
Yeah, I had no idea he was such a sucker that he asked me if he could do anything for him, and opportunity knocks, and I said, yeah, there's one thing you can do, and he said, name it. I said, you can hire me next year to be a graduate assistant, and he said, you're hired. So that's how I got into coaching.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, best of luck back in San Antonio. Leave us with one last mantra to the Jayhawk faithful that are here. What do you want to tell them on the eve of the Final Four?
What do I want to tell them? Well, we want to tell them we love them. We want to tell them we appreciate all the support they've given us. And we want to tell them to at least stay sober enough not to fall in the river.
And a little rock chalk. I think the call was Rock Chalk Championship in 2008.
It was. I hope you have to say that one more time.
All right, Bill. All the best. Congratulations on a great run to San Antonio. The great Bill Self. Congratulations, Kansas.
If Jim Nance ends up saying Rock Chalk Jayhawk, you're gonna need some life preservers down at the Riverwalk. You can fall in there accidentally.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
you won't go deep, but you fall in.
I guarantee you somebody's going down before this.
There's little pools on the inside of it too, not just in the middle.
Can I say something real quick? Kansas fans are the best fans in the country. They show up, they support, and they're nice. They don't eat their own like most fan bases do.
That's important, not to eat your own, Seth.
Kansas fans are the best fans in the country. Doc Naismith, wherever you are, you done good.
As long as they win.
No, that's right. Winning helps. Winning helps.
But look at this. Look at this sea of blue here beside us. It got a lot louder when the Jayhawks came out here, and shorter drive, from Chicago or Michigan, but a blue sea upon us here watching the Jayhawks practice, hoping to leave San Antonio with a title like they did in 2008. Much more here as Kansas huddles up. We still have Villanova to come, taking you up until 4 Eastern.